Hi, I'm Donnie Buchanan from entrycounts.com, the place where we make it all count. In this video, what we're going to look at here is how we build a system for you in your Xero HQ that allows you to prepare general purpose financial reports that meet AASB 1060 requirements, or Tier 2 disclosures, as you may have heard them be called. Okay, so we're going to walk through how we scope the job out, what's required of you, which is not much by the way, what you actually get, and then how to actually use the system. Okay, so just a quick background about our company. I was in practice for 5 years, then I worked at Xero for 3 years and helped accounting firms move to Xero. Then since 2017 up to now 2025, I've been a consultant helping accounting firms use Xero financial reporting properly. But the last couple of years has seen a significant growth because we have had AASB 1060 come into play, which has created problems for accounting firms because ultimately they may have one client or many clients who now need AASB 1060 compliant financial reports. So accounting firms then ask themselves two questions. Should I go and subscribe to some new software, because Xero software doesn't do AASB 1060, so do I go and get some more software? How much is it going to cost? I've got to train the staff. There's a lot to consider. Or the accounting firm says, well, maybe we should just find someone that can do the whole job for us and we'll just white label them. Okay, so we actually do both of those two services. We actually do systems and white label report preparation. In this video though, we're going to look at option one, which is what it would be like for you as an accounting firm to have us install these systems for you. Okay, so the main benefits of the system are, number one is we've done 400, so we know where the problems lie and we create as many workarounds as we can so that your systems are efficient. Okay, a lot of accounting firms come to us and they've got the most horrendous processes. They're taking an hour to do a job that should take 1 minute. Okay, so we actually get accounting firms down from 1 hour to 1 minute on the major process. So times that by 200 clients and that's 200 hours a year saved. Okay, the second problem is getting a system, a software system that's compliant with AASB 1060. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through how we've helped heaps of clients, and hopefully this video is of help to you. So the first thing we do is we actually send you this form. All we want you to do is just fill it out. We just need your contact details, how many partners there are, how many staff there are, what system you're currently using, whether it's Xero or if you're moving off Handy Ledger or something like that. What's your current process? Where do you think appropriations should be? Very basic stuff. It's sort of like a profile of your firm. What you're looking for, whether you just need special or you need general purpose or you need tax planning or whatever. And then your current general purpose system, which you may not have one. And then kind of the client types that fall under AASB 1060. So once you complete this form, and look, you can tell us where you found this, whatever. Once you complete this form, we go, right, okay, so now we understand a little bit more about you. Then we want to jump on a Zoom meeting with you for about 30 minutes and we're going to demonstrate the product. The good thing about that is we record that video, we record the Zoom meeting, and we actually put the video in the proposal that we're going to send you. The value in that is that if I say something in that video, then you can hold me accountable to what I say. Okay, so the recorded video is actually really good for you to say, hold on, well Donnie said we would get this, so let's make sure we got that. Okay, so that's how that works. What I'll do now is assume that you've accepted the proposal, you want to work with us. So I'll walk you through the process. It's pretty easy. Okay, we'll use a client I worked on over the last week. So what you do is you just add me as a staff member in Xero HQ. We'll give you the instructions for that. Once you've added me as a staff member, it means I can install all the templates and systems for you, which takes at least a week. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll just move over to report fields just to give you an indication of the scope of the work. We create, look, it's around about, because we've done self-managed super funds, there's a few more fields than normal, but there's around about 90 fields that we have to create. Reason we do that is we're trying to automate as much as possible and make the process as simple as it can be. We don't want you doing duplicated work, we don't want you doing patchwork, we don't want you editing layouts, we don't want you doing all that crap. It's a waste of your time. So the only way for us to really do that for you is to use a lot of fields and give you the right processes. So you can see fields for like committee members, corporate governance, deferred tax, just disclosures about dividends and imputation credits and you name it, heaps of stuff. Just disregard the self-managed super fund ones. You got like operating profit, principal activities, you can see related parties and so on, there's heaps of them. So the thing is only about 25 of those there's only about 25 of these fields per job. So you don't use all of them, but you use about 25 per job. Okay, so that should give you an idea of the extent we have to go to. The second thing, what you'll notice is if you go down here to where it starts here, see where it says new, so you can see we've given you one called consolidated 3 directors, then 2 director, then 1. Basically, it's easier if we give you multiple templates with less signatory panels. That's all that is. It's like, well, let's say you've got a group with 2 directors, you would choose that template and not that one and not that one. Okay, so that's the only difference. We've got company, charity incorporated association, small charity. We also give you trust and unit trust as well. Reason being is because we're seeing a lot of scenarios these days where a insurance company or a lender or just a random scenario, they want AASB 1060 reports for the trust. Okay, so that's why we give you the whole system. What we also do is we install a chart of accounts in your Xero HQ. Then up here, what we do is we add in all these charts that are per entity. The thing about these charts is they're super helpful for a number of reasons, but the first reason is that when you set up a new Xero, use these charts. Okay, the reason being it's going to save you hours of mapping and fixing the chart of accounts. So by using this, when you set up a new Xero, you go, that's the name of the entity, that's the industry it's in, and bang, I want to select that chart. So you'll be able to choose these charts from the drop-down list. Okay, so they're very, very important. Back on our website, you'll notice we've got a knowledge base, so you just click there on the knowledge base and just go down to access the knowledge base. So in here, we've got a whole heap of articles, worksheets, templates, designed to make the processes as easy as possible. Because if we don't give you good processes here, we're kind of wasting your time. Okay, so we've got everything covering, how to do a journal for dividends, how to do related parties, how to do key management personnel, how to do the income tax reconciliation, how to fix the cash flow, how to get the cash flow working properly, how to add revenue policies and everything like that, and heaps of stuff. So there's basically, you can go in here, you can search something like related, what is a related party, how do I make related party disclosures in Xero, different ways to do it. If you type in goodwill or dividend or something like that, you might, how do I record company dividends? So heaps and heaps of help for you. Now, what we also do is we actually give you training. So we give you training over Zoom, we give you training on how to use it properly. We do a couple of jobs for you as well to make sure that you get confident in what you're doing. So we don't just dump the system on you and walk away. We go, right, okay, here's your system, here's your processes, right, let's work on that job together. And then let's work on that job together and so on, okay? And then it sort of builds your confidence and it gives you a benchmark to make this easier each year as each year passes by. So we are also a Thomson Reuters XYZ model financial accounts referral partner. That was a mouthful, I get it. What that essentially means is we use XYZ to build these systems. Okay, all the layouts, all the wording, all the disclosures, all the bits and pieces, all the report group names, everything is derived from XYZ. Okay, so if you were to work with us on this system, you actually become an XYZ customer through us. Here's an example. Here's what you would receive. You receive all these templates here. You receive all these templates. They're in Microsoft Word. Okay. The key is that you're the legal owner of that licensed content. You are the legal owner. Therefore, you engage our company, Entry Counts, to take your XYZ licensed content and stick it in Xero HQ. Okay, so think of it like a joint venture. The reason we did that is because XYZ are the world leaders in financial reporting. Okay, so we really wanted to leverage their experience and use all their content to serve you. The other reason is there was such high demand over a very short period for our services that we really couldn't build that quality of content overnight. We couldn't. We didn't have the resources. We'd have to hire lawyers and spend thousands and thousands of dollars, and we don't even know where the end is in sight as to when it's going to be ready. So to help serve all these clients, all these accounting practices that were under pressure, we partnered with XYZ. We've created a joint venture. Now we basically build GPFR and XYZ in Xero, which gives you a fully compliant XYZ system for AASB 1060. Hopefully I described that properly. If I didn't, well, sorry. Okay, so what does it look like in practice? So how it works is we'll go run a report for this construction company. Okay, so here's what it looks like. If we look here, you've got all the relevant reports, all the XYZ reports, everything's there, everything flows nicely. Actually, let me just change the date range so we've got the right data. Okay, so if we look down here at the director's report, for example, you can see all these red colored fields here. Okay, so what we have to do at the start is we have to put a lot of customer profile information into the red fields. For example, the ACN, the director's names and the appointment dates, the registered office address, the number of shares, just sort of profile information. Example, let me just show you the process for adding in the ACN. So I'll go over here, got the other tab. So we come here to accounting and advanced report fields, Australian company number, done. Go back to the report, hit update. Okay, so you can see the ACNs there. Okay, so look, we spent about half an hour putting in that information. What is about 15 to 20 fields. What we leave to last is we actually leave like information such as operating profit, dividends and imputation credits, because they're actual financial figures and they will change over the course of the report preparation. So we always leave those ones to last. So operating profit, dividends and imputation credits. All right, but look, once you've added all those in, you don't actually, if I go to this report, for example, you don't do anything to these reports. You don't hit edit layout. You can't hit edit layout because these are all laid out to meet accounting standards. So you don't change any of these reports. You don't change this report. You don't change the balance sheet because all the groups in the balance sheet are designed to meet accounting standards. So you don't hit edit layout and you don't move stuff around. Same applies for the changes in equity. You've got the change column here. So once again, don't touch it. Cash flow report, once again, all the groups, everything's falling into the right place or should be falling into the right place. So you don't hit edit layout. Okay. Now on the notes page, how this works is there's a whole bunch of accounting policies. You may feel like you don't need them. So you would actually hide the ones you don't need per job. So example, there may be no deferred tax, so you'd hide that. There may be no inventory, so you'd hide that, and so on and so on. Okay. Most of the work you actually do is over on the second notes page, which is a breakdown of every single balance, every single account. So it does show you, for example, that amount there reconciles back to the profit and loss with a consolidated line of revenue. Okay, all this does is show the breakdown. So you'll see every single account on this page. What you'll also see on this page is we actually give you extra tables and narratives should you have to disclose more. So that's the key, is each job you do, depending on the auditor and depending on the scenario and just depending on a lot of items, you may have to add in more stuff. So this is the only report where you may click edit layout to add more stuff. Okay, so only on this page would you do that. So let's sort of go down the page. You can kind of see all the different groups, bits and pieces. We give you, so example, key management personnel, we give you the ability to use a narrative or a table. Okay, so you can choose whether you want it in either of those. Auditors remuneration, once again, do you want a narrative or do you want a table? Either way, whatever suits you. Income tax reconciliations, a manual process. You can see all the different groups are falling in. You can see we've pre-hidden the less frequently used fields, narratives fields. We pre-hide those because it saves you having to do it when you're doing the job. Okay, we pre-hide all these different disclosure tables because they may not be needed. Here's the point: is we've given you a comprehensive reporting machine, but you may not need all of it. Example here is if you needed to provide a breakdown of the receivables and write-offs and allowances, you would show that table and you would enter the amounts in there. Okay, so you'll see that as we move down the page, we've got the deferred tax breakdown. You know, we can show it and we can show the deferred tax breakdown. There might be some unrecognised deferred tax assets, so we could show that and put them in there. We have a breakdown table for intangibles. We have a breakdown table for property, plant and equipment. We have more narratives for borrowing. We've got a breakdown for provisions. We've got another breakdown table for lease payments. So we give you, like I said, we give you like a comprehensive reporting machine that you pick and choose from on this page. We automate as much as we can. We can't automate everything. Example, we can't automate the income tax reconciliation. That's manual. We just need an external work paper. We can automate related party loans, but we can't automate related party transactions. So in this situation, if there was some, you'd have to show it, click edit layout and change the name of these. Okay. So yeah, like most of the work's actually done on this big notes page. What we also give you is ongoing support. So we charge a setup fee, but we also charge an annual fee. So what that means is you may need to get in touch with us and ask us to check something for you or something like that, or you may need something fixed or whatever. But also, with all the accounting standard changes, because we're an XYZ partner, we know we can log in when there's a change and go, oh, we've got to move that in those templates for that client. Okay, so that annual fee covers that. All right, so hopefully that explained how that system works. Look, we get them set up in sort of 5 to 10 business days. We should be training you within 15 business days. So look, it would surprise me if it went for longer than 4 weeks. The time required from you, including training, is only about 5 or 6 hours. Like, you know, and that's having meetings with us as well. So there isn't actually any work for you to do to set up the system. The only work starts to happen is when you start to create reports. Okay, so yeah. If you want to know more, jump on entrycounts.com and have a look around, go through our knowledge base. Email me, donnie@entrycounts.com. We'll jump on a Zoom meeting, I'll walk you through everything and you can ask me any questions. Cool, thank you.